reader, so I have to go based off of what the women are saying.
Yeah.
And I try to be understanding and charitable the best I can, but
so you'll hear a lot of these terms during the show from Ryan. Is what you mean X? Do you mean this by that? Are we talking about this, or are we talking about that? And so all of these are trying to get context clues, because people do fail to articulate positions all the time in a way which are easily understood. And so in order to kind of get clarity, sometimes people actually get upset when you try to get the clarity. In fact, I've seen more people get upset with Brian from him just asking for clarity, like, do you mean this by that, or do you mean that by this, right? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah,
and
I see that a lot.
I've actually seen them get upset at him for misconstruing a position. They seem to get more upset at him from him just trying to get the position.
Yeah.
And that is, I don't know what he can do about that exactly.
That's well put, Andrew. Is that it? That's it? What is there something else, or?
No, I think it'd be interesting just as the show goes on. I'll definitely speak up if I think there's anything that.
Was there?
What do you mean by you'll speak up?
As in, I will try my best to articulate myself and what I mean if I disagree with anything.
What does best mean in this context, though? Okay, I'm done, Troll Cray. I'm done.
I think she's saying if she doesn't agree with something, she'll say something. It's
Yeah, I'll try and I will myself try to be
that.
intellectually honest, but we'll see.
And was there anything like specific, like a specific scenario? Because was there something specifically that I was ignorant about?
I think there was, and I can't remember. I do apologize. I'm so tired, like jet lagged. But it might have been on. It'll come to me. I'm sorry. I feel like
Try to think of it if you can, but I'll move on with the notes. Okay, that was a no-show. We'll come back to her. Let's see. We're gonna get to. You'll have to excuse me if I mispronounce your name. Tanya?
That's right. It's Tanya.
Tanya.
Yeah,
okay.
You're right.
Your first relationship of 6 years, your boyfriend turned out to be gay.
Yes, that's right. I didn't know at the time.
And from what age to what age did you date him?
I was young, so I was in high school, so I was 15, and it went on till 20. And then, it was about to be my birthday, so that's why I just say 6 years, because technically 6 years. Yeah, he ended up being closeted, and it really warped my view on dating.
And so how, did you find out, because you dated him for 6 years, did you have suspicions early on?
In the very beginning, I kind of thought that I was like, he dresses a little feminine, but I was attracted to that, so I kind of I was like, let me not judge a book by its cover. Maybe some guys just present more feminine, and then...
And then maybe you should have judged the book by its cover.
Maybe I should have judged and stereotyped, but I don't like being that person. I kind of like to have
So tell me something. Was he messing around with dudes while you were with him?
I have no idea. I wish I
What would you
find out?
I found out through a transgender girl that I used to be my client, because I do brow threading, facial threading, and she talked to me. And what was that?
Oh, no, keep going. Brow threading? Keep going.
So she came to me and
I
then...
thought you said brow threading.
No, brow threading, because I do facial threading, and she was a client, and she would ask me about him, and she was like, did you ever have any suspicions of him being maybe closeted or gay? And I was like, I thought that he was a little odd, but we were in a full-blown relationship, so I had no reason to think so. But then she later on told me, he was texting transgender girls, gay guys, bisexual.
You mean guys with
everything?
What?
Everything.
My ex-husband did the same.
Everything. It's more than you imagine. I feel like a lot of guys are closeted, and
but how can
I'm surprised, because it's 2024, and
my God.
Wait, so a couple questions here.
Why you girls turning all these guys gay? What are you doing?
Why is it the girls?
Actually,
why can't you guys be open? There's no reason to be closeted anymore. We live in a society that is supposed to be accepting of that, right?
That's the problem. That's what created
I
the
feel like
problem.
there's a lot of self-hate.
Some people don't have families.
That approach created this problem to begin with, for you thinking it's legitimate to everybody do what they want and go be a man, try to be a woman, and you call her she, and when it's a man, that's the main problem. it's not supposed to be like that. We're not like that. If it's a man, it's a man. Physically, it doesn't matter how much he's trying to change himself into a woman. You know, and
Well, I don't think he was trans, was he?
no,
Okay.
but I'm saying in general.
My ex was
Alright.
like putting my tights on and stuff. How does it work?
I mean, he would
It's not
ask,
attra-
like,
it's
we would
definitely
trade
not
clothes.
attractive.
So I mean, there was a sign.
Men
but-
need to be a real man.
So just a
So now
couple.
so now it's the Alex Jones meme is the women are turning all the men gay?
Yeah.
Not
It's
even
not-
I was
it's
thinking
not
of
the
that
frogs
meme
gay
too.
anymore. That's-
No, I feel like they've been gay.
They're just
you
down
can't
low.
turn someone gay. It's just
Okay, a
in
couple,
you.
couple clarifying questions here. You dated him for 6 years. So what you found out and you broke up with him immediately, or did you continue dating him?
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I was attached, so it only went on for a month. So at least in that way, I was attached. It was my first love, my first everything, my high school sweetheart. Yeah, so it's hard to let. I mean, it was a friendship. Like I didn't want to let go of the
You're
friendship.
young as
That was
well,
the
yeah.
thing that I was like attached to. But yeah, I had to break it off. I caught him. Oh my god, it's just traumatic. But I saw porn on his phone, and I was like, what is that? And it was a day that he was sleeping over at my place, and I was like, what's that? And he was like, straight porn, and I was like, why are you stuttering? Like, let me see. And he wouldn't let me see. And then the following week, a girl messaged me, and he had like a profile for that. So
Grindr?
Grinder.
I have no idea.
What
It
is
was
that
one of
mean?
those though.
What does
It's
that
like if
mean?
you know what I'm talking
It's a
about.
gay dating app, Grindr.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So and then
Gross.
so that's
Yeah.
how I found out.
Dangerous
And
as
so, but did you, okay, so like a month before you broke up, so you guys were together for 6 years, or you found out, and then you stayed with him for a month, but you had some suspicions prior, is that correct?
Slight.
Okay. But no,
Yeah.
nothing definitive, but you
No.
stayed with him for a month. Had you guys been hooking up?
No, it was a relationship. So
Well,
it was,
by hookup, I mean sex.
Yeah, it's
during the relationship. Afterwards, no.
Was it the white guy?
No.
But
he
you
is,
didn't feel it when you had sex with him that he's not really.
I didn't get that.
You didn't get that
No.
he's not.
Oh, he's
Not at all.
bisexual, probably.
I
Did you
mean,
peg
yeah, that's
him?
what I mean. He's bisexual. I just, you just told somebody who's that. I mean, I was just like, you're gay, and like, if you're attracted to both people, I'm like, you're gay. I know it's a bisexual by definition.
No, you're right. He's gay.
But
No, yeah, you're right.
and there's no problem with that, but just don't hide it. Like, don't use a relationship to hide your.
Where is he now? Is he like with a man?
Oh,
or-
he's with a girl. Girl from high school too. I'm like, why are you using us?
Maybe he's scared to get out of the
Yeah,
closet.
he's just scared.
It's emotional burden.
It's a
for
lot
him.
of culture like shame because it's like he's ethnic. He's Mexican.
Okay, hang
Yeah.
on. Let's back up here because I've been kind of taking some notes. Is the only proof that you have that this guy is gay is that some transgender person who was sitting in your chair once told you that?
No, there was more. I found out through the app.
How?
The app. I saw it on the profile.
What was
Yeah.
the app? What was the app?
I just knew it was for all love, if that makes sense.
Like for
Men and
dudes
women.
specifically?
It was for men and women and gays and
Maybe
Like
that
a
was
gay, it's like a
experimenting.
gay
I don't know the
dating
name of
app.
the app.
Well,
it
like
wasn't,
It was just a gay.
It was just a gay app.
Wait.
It wasn't just strictly
Okay.
to
Well,
men.
just to make things easy for us, did he admit to being gay? Like, did you confront him?
No, he didn't admit to it. He just said he was confused.
Wait, but so
Maybe he's
I'm assuming
experimenting.
you guys were dating for 6 years. I'm assuming there must have been a prolonged conversation about this.
Yeah.
You were like, "Hey, dude, are you gay?" And he said no, or what did he say?
He
Or
sounded
bi or whatever.
confused. He was just like, "How do you know? Like, I don't know. I don't think I am." So in my mind, if you are questioning it, you're more so leaning on the fact that you're not straight.
No, I don't know about that one. I think he.
I mean, for
like
me-
he could be.
But why would he be on the app?
I'm
Yeah, I
just
don't
In
know.
a
I think
relationship.
I'm just. To
I
be
think I'm
honest,
gonna have to give her the big agree here.
no. To be honest, no, I disagree because my fiance thought that he was bi or pan for like the longest time.
And you stayed with
and
him?
What the
even
fuck?
no, wait,
What's
this was
going on
before
with
we
you
met.
guys?
This was
Is
way
everybody
before
on the
we
panel
met.
dating a gay dude?
This was way
I
before
want
we
to
met.
I want to tell you something. If I
And-
even had
wait, can I finish the story
yeah.
though? Because I feel like it's important for context. He even met up with a guy, and then he was just so turned off. He was like he was kind of sad because he went through so much trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But he actually was like, I can't believe I've just been whatever, confused, fantasizing, whatever. And then turns out he's like super straight.
Fantasizing though?
A lot of
I think
men.
that's
like watching
I feel like
videos
that's
with-
concerning though. That's like to question. I feel like if I'm fantasizing about a woman, I'm questioning my sexuality.
Yeah, but like, you know, but only up until that point that he met someone in person. After that, no fantasy, no anything. He's like, you know, I tried it. I think sometimes
tried
people
it?
he tried to meet someone in person. Like,
I think
nothing
that's
happened
fake.
because he was so turned off. And then I think sometimes like people just want what they don't have. Like people are curious about things in life. I think sexuality is just one of them.
Listen, just the fact that a man would come and doubt himself and say maybe I'm not for me, it's a huge turn off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
not a
there's
real
level
man.
to
Like
it.
a guy even talking about it and it passes his mind, it could be that in 10 years from now, when he had this little thought, he could turn around and maybe.
Well, I'm
resurface.
Pan,
Yeah,
so
and you
I
don't
feel
know.
like
But you
it's-
don't listen. I just
It would be a
want-
double standard
It's
for
the
me.
age, but it's not. It's not you. You're not the problem. You don't understand. You are too young to even realize it. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but it could be that the guy was debating. He have like issues that he's embarrassed from the family, embarrassed from you, embarrassed from what's society gonna say. You know, and in 10 years' time, is when he's already strong emotionally and have this strength to come out, he would come out. When a guy even mentioned that, to me, it's a huge red flag.
Well, I do know there have been like 2 accidents. Obviously, I'm not going to share his trauma on this podcast. Like, I don't have his consent to do that. And I do think that's actually why he had this fantasy, basically.
This is your
this
guy
curios-
now?
Yeah. Like, there
It
are
has to do
2
a lot with
incidents
trauma
that happened.
too. I've heard of a lot of stories with victims of trauma, like turn out to
Yes.
be and
Trans
that's why
or
I say
LGBTQ.
there's nothing wrong
Yes.
with, you know, being on the spectrum of like with your
Yes.
sexuality, but it's a problem when you're using people. Because I was being used.
Oh, yes.
Basically.
Yes,
So that's what I'm saying. I was like, I don't have a problem with somebody being gay. I just wish like you would have voiced that. But like, don't bring me. What if I had gotten pregnant? You know, what if
Yeah.
I would have
But
been
what
with this
about the
person?
current-
But a
I'm
lot
like,
of
now that
married
child is
men.
being affected.
But what
A
about
lot
the
of
current
married men are gay.
girlfriend?
Oh, she
Like-
doesn't know. I reached out to the poor girl. I was like, hey, girly.
How did you break
does she
up?
care?
So the
Does she
conversation
No,
when
not the hey, girly. Obviously, I was very respectful. I'm like, you should know, like, this person might be leading you on.
But
I
if you
think-
said to him,
But
so
who
you
knows?
said, hey, are you gay? He said, no, I'm not gay. And then what? You broke up or what happened?
He never admitted to being gay.
But so how come you broke up?
I wasn't willing to be with somebody who was unsure of their sexuality and me and how I fit into the relationship anymore. But regardless, that's, to me, I'm already getting considered. I consider that cheating because I'm like, you didn't even ask me behind my back, which means
Yeah,
I
that's fair
broke
enough.
up for cheating. It was basically cheating.
No, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. I was just
You
wondering if there's any like.
you should kick him out just for being afraid to get infected with someone. That's the first thing.
That too.
Yeah,
It's
No,
like,
but
I
I
had
wanted to say
question
something.
that.
I wanted to say something. I think regardless, like if a man is a little bit curious about his sexuality, whether if he likes men or women, I feel like that is a big turn off for me. Like I don't have any problem with any
Exactly.
like, gay people at all. I just feel like when it comes to men, I don't want to see it. Like
then-
it's okay if you do it, but I don't want to see it. But if
It's
you're
not
dating
attractive.
me and you're like, I'm not sure if I like guys or not. Ew, no. Like
Honestly,
absolutely
Can we
not.
Google the
Exactly,
definition of
it's so gross.
homophobic?
Wait,
That's
guys,
For the
guys.
record?
Wait,
I would
what?
rather have
Did I
someone.
miss something?
I would rather have someone. I'd rather be dating a
No,
guy.
because I like girls.
who-
So it's
Yeah.
like I'm not homophobic. I just don't.
You
like
only
when
don't like
guys-
gay guys.
It's not
I
that
would
she
never
doesn't
date
like
gay.
them. She
I
just
would never
wouldn't want to
prefer.
be with
Wouldn't it
somebody
be
who's
better
gay.
for
Yeah.
a guy to understand himself and like experiment with his sexuality and like figure out
Just
what
don't
it is
do
that
it with
he
me.
wants?
Yeah.
No,
Just
but
don't use
wouldn't it be
No
better
such
that
a
he
thing.
figures it out when he's young versus when he's settled down, has a wife
It's
and
not-
kids like
Yes.
30
It's
years
not
later?
true.
I think that's
Yes,
fine.
But it's not
I
fun when you're in a
agree.
relationship with
I
somebody.
totally
No, of course,
disagree.
like that
no,
was
that's
exactly
totally
my
fine.
case.
That's not cool at all.
Can I
but
can I
I
tell you
don't
why
like-
can I tell you why it's really wrong when you say
Why
the
you
word
think
wha-
it's really
no
wrong.
why it's wrong, okay? Because when you're young and you're experimenting, it's like these little girls who experimenting and think they look for the sexuality to be boy and they have only a transition of being a tomboy, and then society pushed them even further. A lot of guys when they were young and had trauma from something else, and they start to debate their sexuality and say, oh, I tried this, I tried that. God forbid, and they hook up with a guy who is a pervert and do something to them that they're going to stuck in that trauma. They're going to think they gay forever because a lot of gays not born like that, they go off on their train of trauma. So I don't agree with that at all.
I agree.
I don't know.
I think
I
if someone
agree
loves
personally
you and
on
you
my
accept them for
trauma.
who they
Yeah.
are, and you know very specifically your role in their life, why does it matter what they feel attracted to? Just
I
like
tell you
Actually,
exactly.
I would say the
Visually.
reason why
I
it
tell you
matters
exactly.
because like when guys are intimate with each other, the way that they have sex, like that's I don't whatever you're doing with him, I don't want that in me. Like,
Yeah.
and that's just the way that I'm
Oh,
picturing
got
it.
it.
Yes,
Not
no,
just-
'cause
not
no
just
one at the
this.
table is saying that
Okay.
they don't like gay people. They're just saying
Yeah.
that
They don't
some
like
women
the
here don't want to be with a man who's
Yeah,
like
like,
sleeping
It's
with
not.
another
It's not.
man.
It's not
which is
even
quite
that.
reasonable.
And then it's easier to catch
see.
like HIV
That
and
is
stuff like that
true.
through
That is
the
true.
anal.
I don't think
Like,
sexual
people who
preference
take
But
is
it's
enough.
not, it's not even
So,
that.
it's
You ask
very
a very
low.
important question. I want to answer this. When you're in your 20s and you ask that question, it's okay. But when you be married with someone over 10 years and you have kids and you have this a male, I don't even say man, it's a male that he's not sure and debating with his sexuality, and he needs to be a father and a provider and a protector, and he's debating, and his sexuality and urge more important than the big picture, which is the kids, the house, and everything. He's not going to be a leader to your family. He's not going to be the protector for your kids. And to you as a woman, when you get older,
Yeah.
and when you have to run your, the whole picture of the family, you're gonna suffer if you're gonna have this mentality. Oh, it's okay. He can just experiment. It's his sexuality. You're not marrying a man.
Yeah.
You're marrying a boy who's not sure, and in the end, you're the one that's gonna get affected because you're not gonna stay young forever.
Yeah, but like I said, he already figured it out. This was way before we met. Okay, and then also you're assuming that I want kids, which I feel like,
But
and then
you don't
you're
know.
also assuming there's this like power dynamic, right?
But
Like,
you
you're
don't
saying
know if
he's
you
the
figured
man
it
of the
out. Let me
house.
tell you something. One of my best friends.
No,
okay?
no. Listen, I've heard it all. Like honestly,
No,
like I
no.
could change my mind, but however, like
I'm
who
not
says
telling-
I'm not providing or
But I'm not
contributing?
telling you to change your mind. I'm trying to tell you that I know personal a few people. One of them is my best friend. That he was in a debating area, right? And he got married because he wanted to have kids with a woman, with a family. And he said, worst case scenario, we get divorced after 5 or 10 years. She's
Yeah.
gonna raise the
I
kids.
have a lot of friends like that too,
Wait,
honestly.
wait a second. I make good money, and she's gonna stay at home with the kids. And the second thing that you said it's okay. I'm making the money. You're not a man. A woman, it's not a man. It's completely different between men and a woman. What you're doing, it's not really matter. It's matter what he does, because he's the one that's gonna give a role model to your man, to your kids,
If I have
to your
kids.
sons, if you have kids. Exactly.
I have kids.
I
You
just
don't
feel
have
like
a
it's
big-
really up to you. It's your
Yeah.
life. Like
Yeah,
if you love this
that's what I
guy,
was
that's who
saying,
you want to be
though.
with, and that's the way you accept him.
How old
that's
are
up
you?
to you.
I'm 26, same as
That's
you.
the problem.
Yeah.
Everybody think, oh, it's my life. I do what I want. It's up to you
Wait,
if you
so
want.
I'm
But it's not
confused
right. It's not correct to
I'm
think
confused
like
on what your
that.
issue
But
is.
what is
Like,
correct?
My issue?
No,
Yeah.
like let me
But
clarify.
what
Very
is
subjective.
correct?
Guys,
You're
guys, stop. There's been way too many people talking at one time. One person needs to speak at one time. Go ahead.
So when you're talking about someone who's questioning their sexuality, are you talking about gay men dating straight women? Are you talking about men who are in relationships experimenting, or like what are you talking about?
I'll explain exactly. First of all, for me, the word experimenting in that sense,
Yeah.
it's show that the person a little bit off. It's not normal. And I'll explain why. I know you all laughing because you grew up in this, sorry to say, but pervert, prostitute, gay mentality. This is all over the world now, in Europe, in Australia, in England, in America. All the women do what they want. Only fan porn, it's all legitimate to do. You can expose yourself and it's normal. Even the parents don't say nothing, right? But that specific subject, when you say experiment into a guy, you cannot experiment on her behalf or her behalf or her behalf, because when he experimenting, he can infect her with a disease, he can damage her emotionally, he can bring her to a situation, sexual situation, when she's going to carry them to her 30s and her 40s, and she's going to think that it's normal. He's going to normalize certain situation, and it's completely wrong when you say, no, we just experimented, or she said, oh, anybody can do whatever they want, it's their life. No, it's not your life, and it's not your body to do what you want. Because if you have, sorry to say that, but I'm saying it to you, if you did, and even if you like smart and you woke up of it and you don't want to do it anymore, if you have kids, this thing gonna come back and haunt you.
Yeah, I agree.
And
I
put you in a
agree.
really bad place. So you can be a you can do whatever crazy thing you want, but in the end of the day, if you decide and you sorry, land the plane. Sorry.
Grid One Motorsports donated $200.01.
Yeah, thank you,
See,
Grid One.
ladies, the way it works is you turn gay men straight, not the other way around.
Exactly.
Stop being masculinity destroying feminist and use more lip and tongue, less teeth. Abdul, you know what to do.
I agree with
Get the
what
rock.
you're
You
kiss your
saying.
mother
and
with
I
that
think
mouth?
Get the rock. Get the
big
rock.
issue
Grid
is-
One, thank you very much
Okay,
for the
wait,
UTTS.
I don't
modern
want that.
feminism.
Hold on, hold on. She's gonna finish her point. Then you can go. Then you can go. Go ahead.
So I'm not coming at you, not at all. I see that
alright.
you're very intelligent. And I'm so happy and proud of you for waking up. I think after what you did and what you've been, I think you can really teach other women. So I think it's good what you're at. But with that being said, even to you, you know, I'm gonna answer your question. You seem like a beautiful and intelligent human being and a good human being. Okay, you know, classical music, you know, like everything you said about yourself, and I can see that you're in experiment or transition, and you know, like how you put your earrings, and I'm not judging, right?
Yeah.
But I can see that you're in this position that you're experimenting.
Yeah.
I think if you really had somebody in your close surrounding that reassured this point of this specific side in you, like the music, the classical music, the intelligence you have, the real beauty that you have inside, you wouldn't need to be in this experiment. You would just go to the place you're supposed to be. You understand? Because all of this transitioning, gay, prostitution, all these earrings, all these things, everything come from a place that nobody give you guidance for who you are and what's your potential to be in this life. That's it.
Okay, your response, and then you wanted to go.
So I agree with sort of like the core of what you're saying, and I think, you know, the issue with sort of women being very misguided at the moment and being, oh, it's cool, everyone experiment, and I don't want kids, and I can make all the money, and I can do this. I think it's, you know, it's a result of modern feminism that's gone way too far.
Exactly.
And I think the point that you were trying to make, which maybe not everyone maybe understood at the table, was that you do need a strong man to lead a family. And it's the result of not having strong father figures that we have.
Exactly.
Everyone running around doing OnlyFans, everyone running around not having kids, everyone dressing like ridiculous and acting like the worst men is now a feminist thing, is to be like, oh, well, I'm going to pick the worst parts of male culture and I'm going to act like that and I'm going to sleep with 20 people. And
you actually answering what she said before. She said, oh, it's okay if he's not gay and everything. When you pick the right man, that he's a leader and strong and a masculine man, you're gonna have a peace of mind in your life, in your future.
Yes, I do think
When
that
you-
is why. Sorry, I'm agreeing with you. I think that is why earlier I misunderstood, because that is what I have now. But when I thought about, okay, if someone is kind of like, you know, thinking of having, you know, unprotected anal with another guy, then I would be very concerned. But I feel, you know, secure. He's a leader. He's a, you know, masculine figure, whatever, in the house. Like, we're a team, but I am the feminine, he is the masculine. So I honestly don't feel stressed.
And then
That's
you
just how I feel.
had something. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so I think your main issue is experimentation in relationship and like how dangerous that can be, right? You know, if anyone's having unprotected intercourse while in a relationship with you, that's so unsafe. I'm not saying that that's okay. I'm just saying, like, if someone is wanting to experiment in a consensual way and they're single and then later on you're in a monogamous relationship, like, I think that's okay. Like, I don't think that's like unsafe. And also I dress like this because I'm emo and I'm an artist, and not because there's something wrong with me.
And her favorite band is My Chemical Romance.
It's actually Pierce the Veil.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Quick thing. You have final word. Quick thing, and then I'm gonna move it on. Go ahead.
I just wanted to kind of ask you a little bit, like, do you not believe in self-expression? Because I don't think everyone who dresses like that, or like how I dress or how anybody dresses, means that we're confused. Sometimes that might
didn't
just
talk
be
about
who
you.
we are.
Who-
No, it's just an example. Like,
Okay,
I'll-
quick response
I'll-
on that, and then final thing, and then I got.
I'll answer. First of all, I'm the first. Oh, sorry. Go
I
ahead.
wasn't done with my point.
Sorry.
So, and then also too, like, do you not believe that maybe you are stuck in like old time ways, because now it's a new society, it's a new world. So it's like they preach to be yourself, do what you want to do, put it out there, have fun, you know?
Yeah.
And yes, you might have to look back on that.
This is not new. These are not new
Exactly, that's
concepts.
what I
They're
wanted
not
to
new
say.
Themes. And not only that, some of these themes are timeless.
Can I-
right? Like,
can I-
do you think that, you think in the 1970s when there was a bunch of bra-burning lunatic
More
feminists
than today.
preaching all over
Exactly.
the lawn of these different universities, preaching free sex, love,
Exactly.
and drugs, that this wasn't like all out, let's have fun, it's
Exactly.
all about whatever you want, girl, you go. I mean, all that shit. 90s, you go, girl, into the 80s, which was a different form of girl power. No, these are timeless themes. There's nothing new under the sun.
Exactly.
This is very old.
Can I
Very old
answer her?
themes.
Go ahead.
Andrew. So first of all, I'm going to refer to what Andrew say. When I grew up, okay, you saw Madonna doing crazy things, right? You saw like the biggest star. What's her name? The one Lovelace, Linda Lovelace. You had like crazy porn, more than now, and women got exploded more than now. It was fashionable to dress half naked.
I heard that, by the way, that David Allan Coe made Linda Lovelace gag.
What, yeah, and also he made her sleep with a dog.
Oh, yeah,
I
but
don't know if
anyway,
you
go
saw
ahead.
it. Yeah, so listen, it's got nothing to do with age, because you can age in your ID, right? But your inside is always stay the same, especially somebody like me who's super evolved and in the beauty industry and in the mental health industry. Like when I, do a lot of public speaking, it's got nothing to do with age. This is something that young girls said, oh, I know what I'm talking about. Because when you're in your 20s and 30s, you think you know it all and you know better than older people. And it's the exact opposite. I've been in your age. You haven't been in my age. Second thing, it's okay to experiment. I did experiment. I was actually doing a lot of things. I was an actress for 20 years. I was singing. I did 3 soundtracks for movies in my country. I did a lot of things. And you see how I dress. I'm not super conservative. I like to be a little bit sexy and flirty, but it always has to be a limit, right? When you sell yourself out there, I give example with that girl, sorry, without being offended, she's gorgeous. Look at her face, she's gorgeous, right? And she loves classical music and everything, but what does she do? She represents herself in a certain way that she doesn't know what's going on in the world. You girls don't understand that out there in the world, it's so many predators. They just wait for women that look vulnerable mentally and physically. And if you don't have the capacity in your brain, and she would know exactly what I'm talking about, when they see that you expose yourself and put yourself out there, they're going to do things to you that you don't even understand. Today, it's not just for organs. They can kidnap you for sexual exploitation, for prostitution, for so many things. When you look vulnerable and over-sexual, immediately they figure out that you had a daddy problems, or in the house you had problems with your mother or dominated mother. Just from looking everyone and each of you, I can tell you where you come from and probably where you're going to go without sounding pretentious, right? And she probably understands. I can see that you understand it because what you did and where have you been.
Had that full cycle and then come
exactly.
back. Yeah.
You don't know
You
where
want
the
to wrap
rest
it?
of us has
Yeah,
been,
'cause
though.
I've
I'm
seen
like,
a lot.
what? Respectfully, I don't know if you're the wisest person in this room.
I don't think I'm the wisest person in this room.
So I
I'm
think
not a
what you're
wise person
preaching
in
is an
any room.
opinion, but you're presenting
I'm
it
the
as a
wisest
fact.
person in this
Exactly.
room.
He's
Yeah.
the wisest person.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like you're taking
I'm not
subjective
saying it-
statements, but then actually
You didn't
grammatically making
understand
them
what. Can I just
objective
tell you what I
facts.
meant?
Yeah.
Can I tell you what I
Don't
meant?
love
Because
the
I think,
vibe.
first of all, I think you're taking it way too personally. Second of all, what I meant exactly, I'll try to explain it with my English better. I think that any person who is sort of my age, any person who is in my age, right, 40 and up, right, can see
Yes.
people that they're younger and already kind of figure out what's going on.
Of course.
You understand? It's
Like
your
the
body
moms
language,
be preaching.
it's the way you speak, it's how you carry yourself. It's a lot of little things that you cannot pick up, obviously, because you haven't been my age and I already have been in your age without sounding pretentious.
But I do have one quick question to follow up that. Have you ever considered that maybe this is all a brand?
A what? Sorry.
A brand. The way that you present yourself, especially I
Of
see a lot of
course.
female entrepreneurs.
Of course.
There's
And
a benefit to
Of
present
course,
ourselves a certain
but that's
way.
that's exactly what you're saying. Listen to this because it's important. What you're saying right now,
Yes.
this is the biggest exploitation for women in this country, in America specifically, and I'll tell you why. Because a lot of these artists, the wannabe, okay, I have a lot of friends that are super big producers in the rap industry. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people,
Me
right?
too. I know a lot of
Okay,
rappers
no,
too.
I'm just
Big
telling
rappers.
you. A lot of them looking for women like this, so they know they inspiring actors or singers, and they want to do things, and they're over sexual. And you know what? 80% of these girls who want to be rappers and are a little bit good looking and have a talent or a good voice end up being the mattress for all the industry. And maybe one of them have lucky to become famous, and even then she's becoming in the same circle. When she gets to her 40s, she's not relevant anymore because she did so many tattoos, become like exploited with her clothes and everything. When she's in her 40s and 50s, when people want to see you serious, you already expired. That's
I
my
mean,
point.
hopefully at that point you're already financially free, though.
It doesn't
Like, I
matter.
do think it is a choice.
Money doesn't replace values. That's the problem with your mentality, with American
No,
mentality.
I think those people, they're doing it because their values are
money,
in
wait,
agreement.
But I
money
feel
doesn't replace values. You can have all
I
the money in
agree.
your
I
world.
agree.
Listen, you can be a multimillionaire when you're
I
50 years
agree.
old, sitting in your mansion when you slept with
agree.
hundreds of guys, exploited your body all over the place, full of tattoos, looking like a wrecked, already be used and abused. But you have all the money, but nobody would want to be with you because you're not relevant.
But I honestly feel like that's why social media is kind of like a good thing in a way, because it's like now you have the platform where it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter how you dress, it just matters like what you bring to the table.
But how
and
is it
many
relevant to what I
people-
said?
I think what she means is that like
It's because you're saying that like, okay, well, just tell me what you said again. and I'll
Hold
tell
on,
you.
hold on. I mean, I'm going to move things on a little bit here. Red Green says, by far the wildest persistent double standard on the show are by women like Pink Shirt in the middle who say it's okay for they themselves to be bi and experiment but won't date bi men. Oh, wait, you're bi?
I experimented. I don't really like girls. Like, I would never marry a woman. But I don't really experiment either. Like, I love men. But I'm saying I have tried.
okay.
But me personally, I do not, like, I wouldn't date a guy that